Okay, welcome to another episode of Coffee and Cigar Talk. We back again where we're gonna keep it raw, we're gonna keep it real, and we're gonna keep it funky. So, as we kind of deep dive, today I wanted to kind of focus more around kind of like emotional intelligence in a sense, mental health. I think all that ties in together. I was looking at statistics on the CDC, and up until 2018, they did like a timeline from like 2003 to 2018, and one of they was ranking what was killing Black Americans. So abortions was number one, and then two was like accidental deaths, and then three was like heart disease. And so, if you kind of deep dive into the part of it or whatever, a lot of stuff that comes up is like stuff related to like stress and stuff like that, which can lead to other diseases or whatever. And that's kind of like profound, you know what I mean? Because I know sometimes we get lost in like kind of what media talks about or whatever, like as far as like, yes, a lot of uh police incidents happening with Black people and Black on Black crimes, but that's not our number one culprit. Like it's kind of the real culprit is kind of getting underlined. So I just want to kind of have a discussion about it today. Um, my first question is, why is expressing your emotions as a man viewed in a negative way? And then whoever want to kind of take the floor there to open it up.
Hmm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, historically, um, we're supposed to be um, what is it, the provider, the rock of the family, the protector, somebody break in, take care of it, things of that nature. So we're always viewed as the rock, to be the hey, the stone face, the everything. Now that you mention it, me and Avery, we've always talked about this before. Like I probably can account maybe my grandpa crying one time when my auntie died. So you know what I'm saying? For somebody, not saying he didn't do it more, but I'm just saying visually what I've seen. You know, and then even that on top of that, we have to be like some women want us to be uber strong. Like a Superman strong. Like I'm vulnerable as well as a human being, and then you want me to be vulnerable to you, express my feelings, but then if I tell you my feelings, I get crucified for it later. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, who do you want me to be? You want me to be Superman, or you want me to be this vulnerable person that you know what I'm saying, tries to help you out and take care of, try to be empathetic,
Hmm.
but you don't want me to be, you don't want that cape on either, so you want me to balance it out, you know. And it's always, hey, you can confide in me, but when we do confide in you, and you don't like what I'm doing, it's thrown back at me. So you end up being, you know what? I just keep it to myself, and that's what ends up happening most of the time, you know.
So you kind of feel like I guess from a relationship standpoint that you can't express yourself fully because you feel like it's a consequence to it, a possible consequence down the line.
Possible, yeah, possible. I ain't saying all the time with everybody, but possible. That's all.
I would attest it. I would agree with that too, because I mean, from my own experiences, kind of even growing up, dealing with sports and stuff like that, I was always taught not to show weakness.
Mhm.
So with that being said, it's kind of like anything that I was dealing with emotionally or whatever the case may be, I thought it was a sign of weakness. So I just kept it to myself, and it bottles up. Now that I got older, that's not what I should have been doing, but life is for learning.
Mm. Stop
I
living
agree.
and stop learning.
I agree. I feel the same way. Like you say, like Chris said, we look to be a provider. And me growing up, I know my dad, he used to, well, I'm crying, he's gonna whoop my ass, to be honest with you. Ain't no
Exactly.
crying. You can't cry. Can't do that. You can't show emotion. So I think that's in a lot of families, like we're taught, hey, you better not cry, you better not show this. You're a provider, you gotta go out and get it. You keep getting it, get it, get it. You can't show some type of weakness or anything. So I agree with
Mhm.
both of you guys.
Yeah, it's a
The
huge. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting dynamic. I know Chris, you was talking about your grandfather earlier, because my grandfather was kind of similar, right? So he wasn't a very emotional man. Like I don't think I've ever seen him cry like while he was living. Um, it's kind of an interesting dynamic because I think like expressing your emotions provides understanding to somebody in a sense or whatever. Like so I like I could never get a full understanding of how he felt when we were going through things. I guess you can say when there was problems within the family. I could never understand the full dynamic of it. And it's like good and bad because like when you're experiencing something that's bad and he's not like fully expressing himself, that might be what I need to see him handle it in a situation where everybody else breaking down and he maintained his composure. But at the same time, he was the same way when like great things was kind of going on. Like he wasn't like just this super like flamboyant person or whatever. You know what I mean? So like it's an interesting dynamic, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't live in that modality. Like I had the pleasure of one displaying the masculine and feminine. It's kind of like the guy in the video said, my dad worked all the time. So I spent a lot of time with my mom. Also means I displayed feminine energy, but my mom helped me be more in touch with my sensual side, which is where I got my creativity from. I think later in life, though, I wanted to understand, like, not only how to be tough, but also what the true essence of being a man is. So by the time I was like 18 or 19, I had a choice, which is also why I didn't start sports until like I was in high school, because I only had one parent that was always around. And, they were kind of nervous of, is this guy going to hurt himself or kill himself? Because he doesn't have like the mental fortitude or toughness that most men display early. And so, I mean, it just goes back to like having a choice. But I think we're often taught, when I say we, I mean Black men, we're often taught that uh, mental toughness or mental strongness is like a badge of honor.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that modality, you have to look at it from a sense of consciousness and clarity and say, what do I feel like choosing at this particular moment and point, and how does this benefit and serve me? And I think that's what I've grown to learn and love over my course of years as I've gotten older. Like now it's a choice of when I want to display like masculine energy, and do I have to be tough in this particular sense, or does this person need my sensual effort? So that's honestly it, in my opinion.
Like that one.
I think it's viewed negatively because it seems like some men are ruled by their emotions. And when you get ruled by your emotions, when I guess you're not controlled by it, or when you're controlled by it, it looks as if you're weak. Because when you can't control something that has been given to you, God give you dominion. So that means you're controlled over everything. You're a ruler over everything. But when you lack the control over your emotions, it should be viewed as weak because you haven't been practicing control has been given to you. And when you control, it's like fighting. When you control your power, if you throw punches or something, and when you direct it in a certain way, it's more forceful.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's leaked out and, just ravishly or leaked out, unwillingly, it doesn't look good.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that take.
That's an outstanding way of presenting that, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
What they say
I wish I knew that when I was younger. But hey.
So
what they say restraint is the strongest strength of a man.
Right. Right.
So it's like, whew. Listen,
Yeah.
I show a lot of it. So I try.
Yeah,
But don't say I be telling people, don't think I'm some peon just because I'm trying to restrain. Don't play.
It's a day-to-day struggle.
Don't play.
You're gonna
Don't play
always
with me
be
like
tested.
I ain't capable.
You're gonna always be tested.
Give me some of that, because I need it. I got no restraint.
You're gonna always be
Man.
tested. Because some days, even when I'm at work, it's kind of like you said, you got to learn how to control. Some days is easier than others. Some days I want to turn to Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I mean,
Right. I did what they said was so crazy.
yeah,
You know that stutter coming. You know what I'm
yeah, exactly.
All right. So I guess that kind of lead us into our second question, right? So as men, when we experiencing these tough times, who should we be talking to, or should we even be talking to somebody? Because I talked to some, because like I talked to a friend, and he gave an interesting perspective on it or whatever, because he doesn't believe you should be talking to anybody. He said the dynamic and built of a man is to literally work their way through it themselves. So, what's y'all opinion on it?
I don't agree with that. To be honest with you, I think that you should express yourself to people that you're kind of, I guess that you're comfortable with, or you can express yourself to the man upstairs. But you should always express me. You know, you should. That's what I just think. I think you should for sure. To your close friends, a mentor, somebody who you look up to. So I think that helps out a lot. Instead of trying to hold everything in, you hold everything in, and then it's ticking time bomb. You're gonna blow at some point, and then you're gonna lose it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was about to say, because me, from personal experience, just like the last topic, you know, like Jonathan said about the control, I didn't know how to control it. So it's kind of like when it do come out,
Yeah, and they
it's
might
like
come
a
out to the wrong
nuclear
person.
bomb. It's,
You know,
and
the
then
wrong
and
person.
that person didn't do nothing to you to deserve that, but it just might come off aggressive. So I definitely agree with, you want to express your emotions. So, you know, people that you can confide in and trust in. I don't want to say like to everybody.
Yeah, not to
but
everybody. Yeah.
like this platform that you got right here, Abe, I'm proud of it, and I appreciate you at the same time, because this helps me, you know, express my emotions too. So I need that release.
Yeah.
Right
I
on.
agree with what DJ said, man. Like it's literally like you're gonna need someone. Like I think like for the past 3 years I've meditated, and that gives me like the calmness that I need. But like if I can't get that immediate answer, I immediately hit up Chris. And I was like, I know Chris is like, damn, he tired of hearing from me. But it's like it's like you have to result to someone. If it wasn't Chris or meditating, it was a mentor. If it was like professionally related, and so I always had like someone where it's like, oh, I've been there before. Now marital, that's a whole different ball game. Go read the system. I'm gonna keep saying that.
boy, you might as well get published after that.
Right.
Hey, promotion right there, boy. That's straight advertising.
I think Ricky wrote that book, man. He did not.
On the cool.
Yeah.
But
I know what my first paid ad gonna be.
Man, that book saved my ass so many times, man. It's like Jesus Christ. But yeah, man, you need something, man. Like DJ said, you're like the old folks say, you're a nut up. Because you got so much stuff congested in you, and with no place to turn, and ultimately you want to explode. That's not how we're designed as humans. So I definitely agree with what DJ's saying.
I think we all are just in general, we're going through or have gone through the same thing. So it's best to, you know, hey, I know you went through that, and I think we all want to feel like, okay. I'm not the only one that's ever went through this. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Joey Badass said it one time. 33% rule. It's like you should be hanging out with people 33% that's doing better than you, quote unquote, or ahead of you. You should be 33% with somebody the same level as you, and 33% that don't know as much as you, because you can learn from everybody at each level. Like we might be thinking of the Einstein answer, and somebody, you know what I'm saying, just a step behind you. Like, hey, it's as simple as this, but we're always thinking of the stratosphere answer when it could be as simple as, you know, X, Y, Z. So I think just feel just at all levels, like no matter what I'm going through, I know a wide range of people, you know, with the best traits in the world and the worst traits in the world, but I can learn bits and pieces for each person, and I can whatever fits me will fit me, whatever doesn't, you know, I could, you know, take the rest of it away, you know. So it's best to confide from time to time.
It's good to release, to talk to somebody. It's twofold. It's good to talk to a human, but I think the second best friend should be paper. Like, paper is never gonna tell your secrets. It's just a release
Pencil.
works. So I think if you have a problem or a challenge, write it down on paper and
Correct.
go and analyze it like that. And when you tend to down on paper, you get the answer in different ways. The heavens work in mysterious ways. It'll come through a friend. It'll come through a TV show. It'll come through a song. You have to pay attention and look for your answer. But also, it is good to talk to another human being. But most of the time, you're gonna get your answer when you by yourself. You just gonna have to work it out by yourself. Because you know your problem, not the other person. You may explain it to them, and they understand it as best as you can explain it to them, but they don't have no idea what you are really going through. So you basically do have to work it out.
Yeah.